Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge Podcast. My name is Josh. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you had an amazing weekend. Well, today we're talking about Elle Darby, the British influencer person who her and her fiance, I think, were recently canceled for tons of racist tweets they had in the past. They just did their time. This is what happens. We're going to talk today about what these apologies mean, what these lifestyle choices mean, what these mistakes mean in the end. Does it really mean anything? I don't know. We're going to look into it. It's been a bunch of people. We're going to recap the people in the sphere that I talk about who have been canceled, quote unquote, and see where they're at. And we're going to go over Elle Darby's video because I'm sure it's going to be a really good video. It's not going to be. It's going to be terrible. You know it's going to be terrible. We hate Elle Darby. She's a douche. Anyway, let's go. So if you haven't seen my video on Elle Darby, go ahead and go see them. There's a bunch where they've just got some really nasty tweets that's resurfaced. And a lot of people were like, well, she was young when she did it and she did all this stuff. And it's just like, it is kind of what it is. It is the world that we live in right now. Do I believe that people should be canceled for old things that they said? I mean, I guess it depends. If you're a family vlogger and you've been exploiting your children unapologetically for years and years and made millions and whatever, and that's like your lifestyle, then yeah, I think all bets are off. Anything to get your kids off the internet. That's what I say. Like, you know what I mean? So we went down this. She's just your typical damn influencer. They're all the damn same. They offer nothing of value to anybody, and they have massive platforms, and I have no idea how. I really don't. They're just, again, thirst traps. That's really what it is. And it's odd because these thirst traps are often followed by tons of mostly women. So I don't know if it's that you want to be like them, or I don't understand it, and I don't think I ever will, and I'm kind of glad that I don't. This influencer culture that we watch, it's actually frustrating to see as a normal person, right? I think a lot of you who watch me, who are in that same kind of realm where you're like, why? What the hell? Why do we why do we make people like this famous? Why do they get all the benefits of doing nothing but getting paid millions of dollars? For what? Because they might look good, or they've augmented their body with surgery to look a certain way. We reward all the wrong people most times. And it's really sad to see. But Elle Darby was one of the ones that recently got canceled. There's been a few more. Obviously, Micah Stauffer, which is the main person that I talked about originally on this channel, who for all intents and purposes was canceled, right? She did her apology video, and that was basically the last thing Micah ever did, okay? Except for James still gets to survive on YouTube with Stauffer Garage, making hundreds of thousands, if not, lots and lots of money, right? They bought properties, they bought cars, they made all their money, they took 2 PPP loans, they just went bananas, and they really haven't suffered consequences, except for Micah lost all her fame and likability and all of her social media following by privating her account. James recently has said in a couple posts that people have sent me that they're not coming back, but they're happy with their decision. Or they're happy with their decision. They'd do it again, which is crazy, right? I mean, you've had some other people been canceled in the past here and there. Jordan Cheyenne is someone that I interviewed on my channel right after her big video dropped where she was faking the thumbnail with her kid, trying to make him cry, and it was disgusting to see. Jordan Cheyenne did the same thing that Elle Darby did, right? She just waited a long period of time and just came back because everybody has a pretty short memory on here. Now, a lot of people got upset with me by the way I treated Jordan Cheyenne with, for her agreeing to come on my show. The fact that I didn't berate her and tear her to shreds, people actually got mad at me. And then those same people will get mad at me because I tear other people to shreds, right? It's one or the other. It's just the full hypocrisy is what it is, right? If you're going to come on my show, and I'll say this again, I'm going to treat you with respect. I mean, to a degree, of course. And I mean, if Micah decided she wanted to come on my show, I'm not going to sit there and make fun of Micah, right? I'm going to ask her the real questions. What the F? Like, what's going through your brain? You're crazy. Those types of questions, right? I wouldn't sit there and be like, hey, your spaghetti legs are crazy. Right? right? I wouldn't be like, you can't spell. How did you get through school? Did you cheat on your English? I wouldn't do shit like that, okay? I'm still a human being. Like if I ran into my arch nemesis like Jess Fam and people face to face and they didn't get up on my grill and start getting at me, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't get in their face. If I saw them at Disney or something like that, I wouldn't be like, hey, let's film this. I wouldn't do it, right? There's still a human element to this. These are still people. I know a lot of people roll your eyes at me for saying that kind of stuff, but like in the end, they are still human beings. So if you want to give me your time and come give me an honest conversation or to talk to me in the back end about what's going on in your world and all that stuff, I'm likely going to be easier on you, right? If the first thing you do is block me and all this kind of stuff after I ask real questions, I just feel like you don't really want to hear it. And that's fine, right? That's your prerogative. Somebody messaged me recently about this Instagrammer called Lex Fitzgerald. And it was just a quick, sometimes I get tons of messages a day about cover this, family, cover this. And someone said, look, she's doing this fundraiser for all intents and purposes to have this birth that she wants to do. And then for some reason that place refunded her money or something. I haven't gone down the path. Basically, it was like a scam. And anybody who donated to her likely didn't see their money back. She just took that money. She's a grifter, basically. So I reached out to Lex and I said, hey, do you want to explain this to me? I wasn't rude. I was like, hey, I'd love to hear your side of this. And then she gave me her little explanation. And then she said, these are just jealous haters, blah, blah, blah. Don't listen to them, whatever, right? I said, well, I'm getting like 10 to 15 messages about this. Like I'm getting berated. So maybe it's worth your time to get on your channel and talk about this because why wouldn't you? If it's just a big misunderstanding, why not talk about it? Because I'm going to cover this. And I think that you should come out. Here's an opportunity for you to come and get ahead of it. Tell me, what you're going to do to fix this thing that you're taking. You're basically ripping off your fans. It's not a lot I hate more than people exploit their children. People exploit other people through MLMs. And then people exploit their fans for money. Like just grifting. They're just grifting, right? And so this is basically what she's grifting to do this like live birth on Instagram and all that kind of stuff. And I just said, hey, don't live birth on Instagram. Basically at its core, my fundamental goal here is to say, don't do that. Don't birth on the internet. Stop doing this. But they can't. You know why? Because they get paid huge. Then you go down this big giant rabbit hole of her being in porn and all, like, I guess taking nude photos for Playboy and all this kind of stuff, and her fans not knowing about it. And then it becomes this big giant wormhole. Right? All these people who are looking for everything to cancel them over. Now, cancel culture in and itself, I think, is kind of at its apex. I really do think that cancel culture is at its apex. We're going to see a big pendulum swing back to a more centrist position in a lot of things, which I think is a good thing. But I also think that there are people who deserve to not have a social media platform because of the way that they've built it. Right? They've built it off their children. If you've built your whole platform off using your children, I don't think that you should be on here. I don't think that you should be able to benefit even going forward. Right? But I will take, as a participation trophy, them removing all instances of their kids and moving on. I probably would stop talking about them to a degree, unless you call me a pedo. Love Meg. Right? To a degree I would, but I just don't think that there's a place, and I think we need to make it a shameful thing for people to use their children to start and boost their channels, especially kids that have that are on the spectrum for a bunch of things, have medical issues, and you're using that to boost your platform. You suck ass, right? All that to say, there's been a bunch of people who've been canceled, quote unquote. Like, you can only really be canceled if you let people cancel you. That's how that works, right? Elle Darby, just like Jordan Cheyenne, just like a bunch of the others, they do this waiting period, right? Like 3-4 months, could be anywhere between 1 and 6 months, where they're like, I went and discovered myself, and I'm sorry, I think. I don't know. And then they come back and nothing has changed. They're the exact same thing. They were just told by the book of influencer culture what to do because that's what they do. But they do lose a very, very large chunk of their main audience. But they can still make a decent living based off the one that stuck with them. Because there are a lot of people who are so against cancel culture that even the person that they really liked, did all these craziness, they don't care. Right? They want to say, well, that's flying in the face of what I think should happen. So I'm just going to, out of sheer stubbornness and stupidity, they're just like, I'm going to stick with this person, right? They got some inherent good. Or there are people who honestly believe that a lot of people have inherent good, and they don't think that way. That's cool. There's a lot of people exist like that who are genuine in that way. So, and if you're like that, you're cool. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you should always support people who deserve, but at least you have a life where you're not just always out to cancel and destroy people, right? So all that to say, Elle Darby was one of those people that we covered, and just did the waiting period, and then did her I'm sorry video, and then waited, and now she's back and she thinks it's gonna work. And I don't know. I guess we just have to keep track of it and keep snarking on her shit, just like all the rest of them. I feel like if you stick to some influencers that you have, like I have a major chip on my shoulder about, like there are some major ones, obviously, that I hate more than others, that if you stick to them and keep doing videos like this, you just keep refreshing it. And that's important. I heard the shade tards were coming back or something like that. So there's a deep dive I have to do. If the shade tards are coming back, that's a big deal, right? These people try to live their lives in a certain way. And it doesn't matter how shitty they left the platform as they found it and tore the trust away from the people that followed them and built their platform and pay them. It doesn't matter. They just can't stop being in front of the camera. And this is Elle Darby. And I said this about a lot of these people. Can you really blame them? Because really, what can they do? Right? If they get canceled or they get shut down on these platforms, what are they going to do to make money? OnlyFans for these types of people is really one of them now, and I'm not making fun of it. I'm not snarking. That seems to be like an avenue that a lot of people are like, well, I'm just going to go into sex work, because what else do they really have to offer? They're already thirst traps. So they take this platform and that's their kind of natural progression into the next thing. But they really can't offer the world anything else. And so can you really blame them for wanting to just continue to ride the gravy train? Can you? Well, let's find out. There are a few times in life when it makes more sense to just stop, to take a breath, to reevaluate, to revisit areas that need deeper healing, and to return when you have the right message. Rooted in authenticity and truth. And no one believes you, Elle Darby. Rooted in authenticity. You know why it's not rooted in that? Because you're fake. All influencers, okay? And I mean, like, I'm talking beauty influencers who really don't have a platform on anything else except for being a thirst trap, clothing, makeup, right? I'm just saying. These types of influencers, and I mean 98%, because I actually know a bunch of makeup influencers are really good at what they do and they have moral value, right? I do believe that there are people who do, but these types of people who come across like, look at my life, it's so authentic and we're just real and raw. It's so fake, because in the back end, they're super uber racists, right? And they live their life not like you see it, and they just lie, and they have to lie to you. And aren't you sick of being lied to? That's what I'm asking a bunch of people who follow these types of people. Why do you let yourself be lied to? Is it because you feel better that is it because you don't want anybody to know that you've been duped? Is that what it is? It's a really interesting question. I'm not going to allow her to tug on your heartstrings for this. It's the truth of it, is that if you just put a sad song and you play a montage. So what it looks like to me is they took some time off and just went to beach vacations. You definitely learned your lesson, Elle Darby. You really did. Where's the therapy? Where's like going to the conferences about racism and everything else and learning all that? What'd you do to get better? No, I'm not going to watch that shit.
I feel like this is definitely one of those moments in life where I'm sat here thinking I probably should have put some notes together.
You also probably should have put some powder, because you look like a shiny clown. We don't like shiny clowns on this channel, right, everybody? High fives? No shiny clowns allowed here. What happened to you? Like, she definitely didn't take a break to do anything different except for fill her face. It looks like she literally filled her face with helium. She just went triple. It's like her body is normal and her face like, it's like you could see her face from space. Relax, Ellie. Because if you're going to come across as being like someone who's really sorry and genuine about this new authenticity you have, you come on camera looking faker than you ever looked in your entire life. You've got Nancy Pelosi eyebrows. What did you do? This is wrong. You're dumb for doing this. Who told you about this?
Or a structure of what I would like to
She can't even move her face.
say. After 6 months of thinking about this moment and building it up to be something really big in my mind, but I've decided against that because I would just like to do this again. I think that's Herbie wants to come in. Hang on.
Real good. So you're going to take 6 months off. You're like, I was going to put something together that was well thought out, processes it, and put it together for you guys. But I just thought, you know what? I'm going to do something shitty because I'm lazy. Because at their core, these people don't care. They're not going to give you anything good because they don't have to. They can make money by giving you shit. Look at all the family vloggers that I cover and all the bad quality that they have. They don't care. They could have better quality, but they don't because they don't need to. You hearing that? So she already is like, doesn't give a shit. She's showing you by coming back and doing something so garbage that she doesn't care. That's what I'm telling you. Why do you have books you don't read?
Over here.
She's trying it all, eh? She's got the sad song with her kids. She's got the puppies in there. Oh, guys, look at how real and raw we are.
So,
I can't wait to snark on all her new shit. Like, it feels like your skin is so stretched it hurts. I know it's probably not, but I'm just saying, relax, man.
Time we saw each other.
What happens when a young person fills their face so full of filler and they get older? Like, do you have to keep filling it and filling it and filling it and filling it? Does your skin stretch? And then when you get old and you stop filling, does your skin just go, like, what happens? I don't understand. Do we know the effects of this type of body modifications for the future? Do we know? Because this is a relatively new thing since Kardashians decided that this was cool.
6 months ago, it's really wild for me to think about the fact that that's the last time you saw me, because for me that feels like a different life. It feels like a different version of me.
No, you're the same person.
Feels like I was in a different chapter. It very much feels like for me a new chapter has started. I have been
It hasn't.
Trying to gather up the courage, feel for the timing, feel for the energy, the vibe of when felt right, and now is when it felt right for me to come.
Now is when it felt right because I was running out of money, everybody. I was running out of the money. Because as an influencer, as you know, we're shit with money. We're so bad with money. We don't know. We get money, we just spend it. We don't think of the future, our kids, or nothing. It's just, that was the time it felt right. No, what you need to get in here and say, here are the moves that I made. You guys are accusing me of racism and everything else, and yes, I was that type of person. Here's what I did over the past 6 months to make this right, to blah, blah, blah. Not just like a vibe. This isn't a vibe. What the way that you lived, the shit that you spread on the internet, it's not a vibe that you can just overcome. And that's the problem, is they think that by saying this shit, having some crystals and some shit burning in the background, that it's just the vibe. It's a timing of it all. It's not. You lost probably a third or more of your most loyal followers because you were discovered to be a giant ass racist. And that's just never going to be okay.
I'm back to YouTube. YouTube is my passion as much as it's something that I think...
You really show your passion. It shows. It shows with not good audio, terrible lighting. Your face is really, really, really shiny. Like, did you put Crisco on your shit before you went on? It really shows it's your passion because you don't put any time or effort into it. So I don't believe you.
I think actually I really did need a long break from because I needed the last 6 months to myself to really focus and learn and grow. And oh my gosh, if anybody needs a degree in self-discovery and self-love and figuring out who you are, and
oh my god, everything she's just said up to this point right now, think about this for a second. Me, I, self-love, self-discovery, I took this, I need it, I. Girl, you were canceled because you're a douche. Because you are who you are. And now she's like, me, I. You haven't learned anything. You're still only about just you. And that's the problem here. This is the problem with influencer culture. Man, we need to wake up and see this shit. Please, we need to before our kids think that this is normal. We really do, just for our kids' sake. To show our kids a video like this and say, look, Dolly, no. See this person? This person is like a pariah. This is not something you want to be because look, here's what they're so bad at. They lie. They can't even get on a camera without a filter. They need to feel that they need to be perfect. They need to fill their bodies full of fillers and surgery to look a certain way. And I'm not saying that if that makes you happy, that's great. But I'm going to tell my daughter that is not where you get your value. And even in today, that's almost bad to say. It's almost like you're shaming other people. I'm going to tell my daughter that if these things make you happy, so be it. But that is not where you're going to get your value from. That's not how I'm going to tell you where your value comes from. And all your friends and people in your life, if anybody's saying that's where your value comes from, you need to drop those people. Those are not people you need in your life. Your value comes from here, and from how you treat people, okay? and from who you really are. Your value is way more than what you effing look like. And all these influencers tell you that your only value, and their only value too, comes down to, hey, look at my skin routine. Hey, look at these fillers. Hey, look at this machine that does this thing. Hey, look at this and look at this and look at the makeup and shit. That's all they offer you. That is bullshit, man. We need to get over this. As a society, over this hump. I think we're right at the peak of this thing. And people are starting to wake up and say, okay, you're right. Let's get over this shit. Because it's these people who perpetuate that for my daughter.
Your life, then let me know, because I've got a bit of experience of that.
Do you? You have a big experience. You look like the Hamburger Girl. Let's go.
My time offline is actually all I've been doing.
Wait, no, the hamburger one's that steals the hamburger. She looks like the purple one. I don't know what his name is, the nugget guy.
But I am very aware that this moment, me coming back to YouTube and returning to this platform, is going to be a very painful and hard moment for a lot of people, the people that I hurt. I'm just really at a loss of how to...
It doesn't even... This video is garbage. The people I hurt, cut! Don't want to continue about talking about people I hurt. Just cut it. You said it. Now move on. Move on quick. This is so bad, and this is insane. And her comments off? I guarantee your comments are off. Is she so changed and new and amazing? Let's see. Comments turned off. Oh yeah, you really sound like you're sorry. Why are your comments turned off then? Just take your licks, is what I'm saying. If you're gonna get berated on the internet, just get it done, right? Get her done. But if you turn your comments off, you're a coward.
Walk the fine line between returning and doing it respectfully and doing it...
She hasn't said one sentence that made sense yet. Not one. Not one.
See what I mean? This is my dilemma. I just don't want this to come across as though, look at me, I've had 6 months off.
And then you just did that, you idiot.
Been doing stuff for myself, and now I'm come back.
You just did that. You just showed a montage of vacations. That's what you did for the 6 months off. You guys went and did 6 month vacation. You just did the thing you said you didn't want to do, and then you said, I don't want to just do that. You just did that.
I'm literally the best version of myself I've ever been, and I'm happy, and I'm ready to return back to real life. No,
but okay, stop. You're ready to keep making money on the internet. That's all. Stop saying this shit. Stop it.
I don't want that. I don't want it to come across like that, because
it's too late.
It's just not that, is it? But at the same time, I feel like the first step
What has she said? Anybody, can you recap? I can't even recap for you. I don't even know what she said. She's just been like, I wanted to do this, and I don't want it to be this and that, and then, but I did do that already, but I cut, I had the people I hurt cut the thing with the stuff and the brown and the eyes.
Change has to take place somewhere, and the first step of moving on is taking that first step, and this is...
The first step of moving on is taking the first step. Thanks, Kamala Harris. We really appreciate this speech. She definitely writes speeches for Kamala Harris.
This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to find my way again on Instagram and, figuring out how I feel about the internet. And after months of not really being sure if it was something I wanted to do again, I just can't hide it from myself that this is my passion. When I think about...
No, let me correct you again there. Elle Darby, this is all you know how to do, because you literally suck at everything. Because if all you can do is look like a person, like surgery and makeup and everything else, it's all you do, you don't do anything else. So this is it. This is all you have. And it's not even, you have no talent at that, is what I'm telling you. I don't know how she gained this type of following. I think people were telling me that she was on some show first, right? She was on some reality show. So thanks a lot, reality shows, right? If you go on her Instagram, comments have limited. She's limiting everything. She's not ready to come back because she's not ready to hear what she did. She doesn't want to hear. She's going to live in this bubble. And this is, again, I've said this before. This is a death knell for influencers, and it's great. If you limit your comments on Twitter or on Instagram, or if you turn off your comments on YouTube and all that kind of stuff, that is a death knell. You know why it is? It's because it takes you out of the algorithm. If you're not getting the high engagement you used to get, you are going to slowly die and slowly be pulled out of the algorithm and slowly just have this. It's like they see it, they see the writing on the wall, right? If you have to monitor that stuff, you will get dinged for it, right? YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all have this algorithm that works in a way that works off of engagement. So if you're getting less engagement because you're stopping it with the tools that are given to you, they're not going to reward you. And that's a good thing. When somebody does this and then you see that their comments and other shit turn off, that is a win for those of you trying to stop this bullshit. That's a win.
My life and my grand purpose in this life, like, what is that? And that's a question I've really been pondering on.
You don't have a grand purpose. I hope you come out someday and say, this is my grand purpose. What is your grand purpose? You tell us. Because right now, what it looks like is you dressing up for the internet. That's what it looks like. Grand purpose is to fly in airplanes, go to beaches, wear bikinis, take pictures of your ass and your waist and your boobs. If this is your grand purpose, you have failed. And your legacy is going to be that of, like, when you're a grandmother, okay, and you look back on your life, when all your looks have faded and everything else, because it will fade. You're going to turn into a Sherry LeBrant eventually, okay? It will all fade away. And when you look back on your life, yeah, you might have a little bit of money, and that's great, okay? Or you're probably broke. But you're going to show your grandkids, look what I did. And you're going to show, I showed off my ass to the internet, right? My boobs, and my fake lips, and my fake eyelashes, and my fake everything. What are your grandkids going to be like? Oh my God. Because we look at our grandparents' photos, and basically it's nothing like that. And I'm not saying we shouldn't evolve as humans, right? But if you look back on the wholesome nature of the way things were, obviously they didn't have the same kind of technology and all that kind of stuff, but it was a different world. The world that we're going to show our grandkids is going to be insanity. A lot of these women are going to be grandmothers who are going to be like, I did porn. And more than ever before, because they're so proud of it. I did an OnlyFans and all this kind of stuff. This isn't, again, are you really, this is the legacy you want to leave? That you did nothing for the world at all? Now, a lot of people are like, well, there are people who call me out and they're like, your kids are going to hate you for coming on the internet and being a misogynistic a-hole to women. And to that, I'm going to say the same thing. Nope. My kids love me. And I will teach my daughter that what I do on this platform, although yes, can be construed as a little bit mean sometimes, is towards those who exploit their children for money. I've never sat down with somebody and they've asked me, what do you talk about on the internet? And I tell them the thing. Then they're like, oh, yeah, I don't agree with you on that. No, the first thing I say is I am against the exploitation of children online. And I basically dedicate about 80% of my platform to that one cause. And I'm really passionate about that. I've never heard someone say, well, yeah, that's terrible. No, that's a good thing. Ultimately, in the end, it's a good thing. And yet, though you might not agree with my methods, the shit works. Okay? Me calling these people out, it works. Because when you bring awareness to the thing, with proof, with receipts, with humor, a little bit of anger maybe here, a little bit of passion. The one thing I find the most is that those people who come on board, they're like, I was always thinking this thing. And you say the thing that I think. And I'm so glad that there's this massive group network of people who believe that, because I thought I was taking crazy pills. And that, I think, is a huge win. So I'm going to tell my kids that what I did on here mattered, and it did a lot of good. Cool? And I'm not going to start an OnlyFans. That's for sure. But I'll also tell my kids I worked really hard to get where I was, and I didn't need YouTube to do it. Right? I have a legacy that I've done in my life. I have tried to be a good person in so many aspects of my life and help people where I can, if I can, even sometimes when I couldn't, and I did. And I will always tell my kids, that's what you do. Family first, help others, be selfless. And I'm not saying I'm always that guy, okay? Because we're not always that way. But I will always help if I can. And I'll teach my kids the same damn thing. And the way I look at this platform is that I'm giving a voice to the kids who have no voice. Because they don't. The parents that are supposed to protect them don't do it. This is the shit that they do.
Like, what is my life meant to be about? Why am I here? Truly, truly, truly feel as though my reason...
Oh, here we go. I can't wait.
...of being here is to share my lessons of growth and my lessons of self-betterment, and in my opinion that's what life is about.
No, Ellie, and you know why we don't believe your bullshit lie right now? Is because you're only doing that now because you got caught. right? Maybe it was before I was this type of person. I was a little bit racist and I'm really ashamed of my past. And so I'm going to do a self-betterment thing. No, you got canceled. And now you're like, now I think my goal in life is to show my self-betterment to everybody with my shiny ass clown face. You suck ass. Coming on here looking faker than you ever looked before does not bode well for this whole I'm changed. Nothing about you has changed, Ellie. Your videos are the same. They're bullshit. You didn't even think it through. Nothing about this has changed. All you did was wait it out, and you thought that was going to be good enough. And maybe it will. I hope not, though.
It's about growing and just becoming better. And something I learned in all the months that I was away, and all I wanted to do was apologise, and apologise in the right way, and try to take away all the pain that was caused. Not just like I can put out a statement or an apology and then there we go. Like
That's what you did. And then you left for 6 months. Is she... she says the thing. She's like, it's not like I wanted to do this. But it's the exact thing that she did. We have eyes and ears, Ellie. Are you... This is, again, the issue with people like this. They have no self-awareness, nor are they intelligent on any level. Zero of any of it.
Apology is going to be in my platforms, my legacy. Like, that's such a big, deep word, but like, my apology is in my new way of life. Like, this is something that I'm going to be taking with me for the rest of my whole life. Like, those tweets are out there.
Your shit's done.
You know, the worst thing I have ever done is very public knowledge.
No. The issue is that that's not the worst thing you've ever done. Because we know that these people live behind they put up a facade, right? And it's likely 100 times worse behind the scenes. Like, what you were willing to put that shit on Twitter, all of us who sit here and judge you for it can only imagine what you're really like in real life. Like, if you're willing to say that publicly, what were you not saying publicly? That's the issue with this type of deep-seated racism. If you want to talk about deep-seated racism, it's those who are willing to 10 years ago say something insane like that, and then, but what were you thinking and what were you doing for the time where you weren't on camera and all those kinds of things, right? That's really the issue. Because are you teaching your child that kind of stuff? You know, what changes have you made? So far, I've heard nothing about the changes that you've made, the therapies you've taken, the people you've made right with. Nothing. Because you haven't... maybe she will get to it. But I'm going to... Again, I haven't seen this video. I'm going to make a guess right now. You didn't do shit, Ellie. Shit all.
And so I just really, really, really need everybody to know that this isn't like... Elle Darby's coming back to YouTube. Everyone's forgotten about her racist, horrible tweets from 10 years
and your husband's
ago, and that's it. Like,
again, she had to throw that in there. My racist tweets from 10 years ago. Don't forget I said 10 years ago. It's 10 years ago, everybody. 10 years ago. Yeah, we know. But as soon as they say that, already they're taking off. They're shifting the blame to like, well, it was younger me. It was younger me. Yeah, well, look at you now. You haven't evolved. All you did was get more subscribers and get worse.
This has been so... it's been a very, very, very pivotal time for me in my life. And it's taught me a lot about myself. And
no, it has not touched your shit. You just got called out. That's it.
The things I've learned, the things I'm still learning, and the work that will continue to be done.
Again, there's the phrase, everybody. I'm going to do the work. What work are you going to do? What's the work you're going to continue to do? What? Give us... Again, I don't give a shit because I hate you. But, I mean, for those of you who liked her, who did find value in her, what is the work you're going to do as an influencer? You're going to say, look, here are the things that I'm going to do, the work I'm going to put in. Don't just say I'm going to do the work, because you're not going to do the work. It's just a phrase that you're saying.
Forever for me. Whether it's eventually stuff I end up sharing with the internet or if it's just stuff I keep private, like, it's always going to be going.
Is it hot in there or something? That's what I look like playing pickleball.
And it's just like the last time we saw each other, all the time we knew each other before that, and all of the 7 years I was on YouTube from the age of 18 to now 26. Speaking really honestly, it's almost like that version of me is in the past It's not even like it's a new chapter. It's
Oh my God.
a new book. It's time to start.
It is not in the past. All you've done, like anybody else, is that as fame has increased and money has increased, everything you were before just gets amplified. Except now you have money and you feel like you're untouchable. And you just become more narcissistic. You think you become more untouchable. You become more selfish. And you just become more into an echo chamber. Right? It doesn't get better. I've never seen someone who's a shitty person get famous and they're like, I'm not a shitty person anymore. It doesn't work that way. Literal fame and money, all it does is amplify the behaviors you were before fame and money happened. And if you were racist and disgusting before, guaranteed you were 10 times worse as you got older because you thought you were untouchable. Money does not make people humble. It doesn't. Very rarely does anybody who make more money become more humble. Become more down to earth, become more real and raw. Rare. How many family vloggers do you know and women who start in these Instagrams and all this shit, do they get more relatable as they become more flex culture, right? Who gets more relatable? Look at Love Meg, lived in a trailer, now she lives in a giant ass house. And people are like, I liked you when you were just normal. But how many people have you seen that started from the bottom, now you're here, are better off now we're here? Nobody! They're all worse!
Again, and to be better. And to move forward, or try to, I want to come back. I feel extremely privileged to have these platforms that I do.
Just, you're rich. You make tons of money by doing shit all. Just say the words. Look, guys, I made a ton of money, and now I'm not making a ton of money. I need to make a ton of money again. Just be real with us. You really want to be real and come out? It would be amazing when these people said, look, I'm not really that sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry I got caught, but I make a ton of money on here, and I'm going to continue to make a shit ton of money. Imagine someone did that.
Extremely privileged to have the friendships in a lot of you that I do. As much as I'm looking forward to begin to share my life with you all again.
Oh, lucky us.
And it's something that I'm deeply passionate about. I guess I just almost want, like, this bit here to, like, preface, I don't know really how you say that word.
Preface. I think you did the stuff that was supposed to go below, and then you put the stuff that's supposed to go on top. I don't know. Like, it honestly looks like you use margarine. That's what it looks like.
Every single one of my videos from now on.
But no margarine down here. This is all flat matte finish, and this is all margarine finish. I don't understand it.
Of like, please don't think I have forgotten and that this is it, because the rest of my life I'm going to be paying the debt of the pain that I caused. And
are you?
I just kind of feel like
the only way to make this work, especially for racism, which is one of the big deals of the world, and we can all agree on that like, if you are a racist, an outright racist, and I mean a real one, not like the fake one about, oh, you're racist because you listen to a podcast, or you're a white supremacist because you went to a convoy, right? Like, I'm talking real. If you actually have statements of racism, okay, that's a big deal. No company should ever work with Elle Darby again. And I don't think that they will, because we live in a culture of like, that's like the untouchable sin. If you've done that shit, I think that you are untouchable. And I think she knows that. And she's doing this really badly. It's almost better if you had a lawyer craft something for you. Even though it would look fake, this not one coherent thought has come out of this so far.
Words are empty, and the best way I can do it is by showing you, and by showing you I have to begin again, and I have to start uploading videos again, and so
the only way I can show you guys I've changed is if you watch my videos of me changing, right? Does that make sense? Again, you say you're gonna do some work, Ellie. You've got 6 months. Just list one thing that you did to mitigate this. One thing. Because there are a lot of programs out there for people who do this, and as much as they might be surface level, they still did the work, right? They met with the cultures and people that they made fun of. They were presented with that lifestyle, or that the people that they didn't like or the racist against before, and they made deep relationships, and they were taught, because there are people out there willing to teach you if you've made these mistakes. Okay? Name one thing you did, Ellie, except for go on a damn vacation for 6 months. You damned liar.
That's what I'm going to do, and I really, 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 really love and appreciate the whole bunch of you.
So I'm going to do that now. You had 6 months, and now you're going to do the thing to get better? No one believes you. Why didn't you do the things before? You come back after the rehab. It's like, guys, I don't do meth anymore. Look, meth free, right? I went to rehab. I did the thing. You didn't do shit, Ellie. You literally went on a 6-month vacation, and you think this is going to be... You are, again, if she ever gets an ad read again, this is where people are like, do not work with people like this. Do not work with people like this. Especially child exploiters. Don't.
And, yeah, it's been a pivotal point.
Yeah, you said this already.
The last 6 months that I feel ready to chat again. And
I'm broke.
I mean, the most exciting summer of my whole life, like my wedding, and a lot of stuff is coming up.
Oh, I see. The wedding is coming up. The big money-making check. I get pregnant again. All that stuff, guys. I don't want to miss out on the ad revenue. Guys, there's my wedding and money. Oh my God. You know you want to see it.
That I'd be very sad if
Are you dumb?
didn't get to share with you all. Hector's just going into the bed with Herbie. So I really hope this hasn't come across as woe is me, I'm...
Oh, it has.
Blah, blah, blah.
I really hope this hasn't come across as woe is me, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you sound so genuine here. Because it has come across that way. There's no other way we can take this. You didn't even try. You literally said shit, the same 5 phrases, and you didn't tell us about any work that you did. None whatsoever.
Ready to come back, because that's not it for me at all, and I'm just very, very conscious that people's feelings are deeply hurt.
You said that as well. You already said that.
Ready to get back to doing what I love, which is
You said that already like 4 times.
And sharing my life and connecting with
You said that 4 times.
people and sharing my journey of self-betterment.
You said that 3 times.
And self-discovery.
Said that.
Without further ado, welcome back to my channel. That was probably a very long-winded introduction.
Yeah, it was shit. That's what it was.
It didn't feel right for me to just... Hey guys, welcome back, because that's just not it, is it? Time offline was very needed.
You said this already. So you're just going to repeat the same phrase 5, 6 times. Cool. Thanks for that.
I really feel like I've never had a deeper connection with Connor and our baby and our life. Like I said,
She's admitting something. Don't miss it. Look, I took time off from this fake life I'm putting on the internet, and I deepened my relationship with my child and my husband. That says a lot. I'm telling you, I'm not making fun of her for that. That says a lot, meaning that you had a surface level relationship because everything was online. You were scrolling through comments. Everything was you were never connected with your family because you were always here faking that shit for a camera. That says a lot. Don't miss that.
I've got a lot to update you on, like a lot, with a capital L-O-T. So much has changed, guys.
What has changed in 6 months, really? Except for that your whole face looks like Play-Doh. What has changed?
Including Saint, who now feels to me like a fully fledged walking, talking toddler. Motherhood is truly the best season of my entire life, and you know, if I'm doing it for anybody, it is absolutely him.
Are you? Because now, if you were going to do this for your child, what you'd do, Elle Darby, is you would erase your shit off the internet. You really would. I mean, it might linger a little bit here and there because people have done videos about it, but you're just going to continue to stay on this platform. After all those racist shit you and your husband said, your kid, is going to grow up with that stigma. It doesn't matter. It's going to be there forever. And if you continue to keep this kid plastered on the internet and have more kids and bring them into this world, that's on you now. That is on you. Unfortunately, your kids will be judged by the sins of their parents. That's just the way this is going to work, right? You are leading them into a life of hardship, and they have no way to consent to it. If you really cared about your children, Ellie, if you really did, and we know you don't, but if you did, the only way you would prove this point of being like the shitty ass person is to say, you guys, you know what? I'm gone. At least Micah had the wherewithal. I mean, I know she was forced to, but it was probably a really difficult decision for her, to be truthful, because you guys can see a lot of similarities and how dumb you are. But at least she had the wherewithal to just take her shit down, and like, she's done, right? At least she had that. I'm not saying something, because she's one of the most disgusting people on earth.
If there's one person on this planet that I would like to teach about being better and growing and learning, it is absolutely my son. And
so get off the internet, because it's not going to be here that you're going to do it. If your way of teaching your kid about growing and learning and everything else is exploiting them on the internet, you're already doing it wrong. You're already backwards. So no, we don't believe you, because your actions obviously speak way louder than your words.
And he turns 1 next month, and you know what?
I need to make money.
He is my proudest achievement, and I'm very excited to share him all with you again and to welcome you back into our life. So, thanks for being here. If you're here, ready to go.
Oh, we're just here to hate. This is a hate watch. And I'm going to show you in a second how much of a hate watch it is. You ready?
To Ellie on YouTube.
Holy shit, this is bad. This is what you came back with? Oh my God.
Hug. Hopefully, if you've got a cup of tea and you're ready to get back into the vlogs, then that will suffice. But yeah,
It won't.
truly from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being here. I love and appreciate you all so much more than you will ever know.
No, you don't. You're a liar. I'm not going to let her say that. Anyway, I want to show you guys this real quick. This is her video. You see that? 17,000 upvotes, which is insane that she got that many. But this is a huge deal. 25,000 downvotes. 25,000 over 17. That is a massive ratio she's got. She ain't coming back. I'm sorry. That type of thing, even the fact that she got 17,000 upvotes is insanity, that people are like, yeah, you're all good. The past 30 days, she has been a stagnant growth until right now. When she dropped her video, she gained 1,000 subscribers. But she had a major loss of growth. I think she lost tens and tens and tens of thousands of subscribers. And over the past 30 days, she still pulled in 200,000 views. So she still made a little bit of cash, but not much. She's definitely broke on YouTube. Like, she lost a lot of money. Look at the sub count here. Boom, she lost 25,000 subscribers January 22. That's when everything kind of sort of hit the fan, right? She lost 25,000. Then it went down. She lost 1,000, gained 0, 0, 0, 0. So she just got back 1,000 subscribers after putting a video today. So she's lost something 50, 60,000 subscribers on YouTube. It's a big deal. Her numbers are it's gonna be interesting to see how her numbers work, because look at January 22, all the things went down because obviously she's not posting content. It all fell down. And that's not a growth curve. Like, she's out of the algorithm. If she's not gonna put her comments on, she's out of the algorithm. Right here, no comments, out of the algorithm, right? She's still got 200,000 views on this one video, and it will get some big hits, but that ratio matters. I don't think she's going to get any more ad reads and ad sponsorships, and she doesn't deserve them. I think the one thing, and I think a lot of us would agree, that you can't really come back from is like real out and outright racism. Like, I'm not talking about the fake stuff again, guys. I'm not saying you're homophobe, oh, you're a racist just because I don't know, because you didn't say something or whatever. I'm talking about the real proof of it all. Okay? That it's rare that you find this type of stuff, but she got canceled because of it. Because in the end, also, she doesn't really have any talent or doesn't give any benefit to anybody on earth. It's nothing she brings, okay? There's not something that she was advocating for or anything else. She's literally just a surface level thirst trap. And so when people found out who she really was, they were really looking for a reason to shut her down. And that was a good reason, in my opinion. Sorry if you don't agree with me, but that is, to me, I mean, you can't come back from that as far as I'm concerned. I don't know. What do you think? I could be wrong about that. But again, I don't honestly believe that cancel culture is the right thing for everything. But I think you and I would agree that the consequences of your actions are definitely something a little bit different. And if you are outright crazy douchebag who exploits children, I think consequences should come for that. I do believe that, honestly do. Everybody take a deep breath. Whew. It was a little bit more of a serious vibe, not a lot of snarking, because she's just so pathetic. And I'm glad she's getting ratioed, and I hope that she doesn't get to come back. Because all she can do is come back and exploit her child more. That's it. Her answer is to just exploit children more, because that is still rewarded on this platform. And that is crazy that it is. Do not give her social media currency. Watch. I will snark on her videos going forward. Come watch them with me. That's what I'll do for you. That's my service to you. I hope that you have an amazing, incredible, beautiful day. Know that you're valuable and incredible. Don't you ever forget it. You look amazing. Like, nice eyebrows and shit. Super nice. I'll see you tomorrow.